Okay, so we are going to do a full reset. Even though I stabbed my family in the back, just forget all that. Full reset. Full reset. Just forget that I did an interview with my toxic wife while my grandmother and grandfather were dying. Okay, forget all that. Full reset. Full reset. Just forget that I put out a novel where I detailed wanting to hit my father with a live drone while he was in his car. Full reset. Full reset. Just forget that I accused my family of being racist and then blamed that claim on the British press. Forget that. Full reset.
Yeah. Forget all of that stuff. Harry wants a full reset. Now, does he want the full reset, or does he just want to reset the account so that way they can start sending him money again? Which more than likely that's what it is. You and I both know that. This is always the way it goes with Harry. Everything is about money, everything is transactional. So he went there and he said, "Dad, please, please, Daddy, Megan is sucking me dry. Please, Dad, help." Hey, man. Here's the thing, Harry. You have to understand, man. Women like Megan are very expensive. You know? He doesn't understand that. And, I got to be very honest with you. I know it's 20 minutes in, so we really can't curse. But I got to be very honest with you. It's just, I really would understand, the whole call girl thing, allegedly. I would get it if she was a lot hotter. That's the real problem, is that she's just not, she's just not. And I don't even have to say any specifics about her SpongeBob body, right? But it's not there. And that's why when you see how I was going to say obsessed, but he just said to the people in Ukraine, he just said, "Oh, I had to ask my wife if I could go. I had to ask." Yeah, dude, because you're her. That's why. He's her pet. She owns him. And I got to tell you, the conspiracies about the marriage where people say that they're separated and then they come together, it's things like that when Harry will say that kind of crap. "Oh, well, I had to ask my wife if I could go to Ukraine." I mean, we do know that Megan has said herself, right? You and I, we're not just making this up. What I'm about to say, we're not making it up. This isn't Megxit. This is real. Megan has said herself, "I love the way Harry supports me. I love the way Harry loves me and the kids." So she has said it herself. Excuse me. Megan does not love him and he loves her. And that's why when you say something like, "Oh, I had to ask for permission." And you want to know the truth. That's not a little joke either. That's not something like where he's, "Oh, well, I had to ask permission. Ha, ha, ha." And then everybody else in the little crowd he was talking to laughs. "Oh, ha, ha. You got to ask your wife. That's funny." No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this. "Harry, why haven't you called me in 2 hours?" Well, I'm busy. What? "Well, I tried calling you and you didn't answer." Okay. I'll pick up the phone next time." "Well, you better pick up the phone or I'm gonna beat you." She beats him. We all know that. She beats him. Everybody knows that. Let's see. "That man loves me so." Yeah, she said that. That's exactly what she said. "Hello, Terry from Down Under. There is no fun King way." Okay. I was like, what? "Yeah, Harry can come back to the UK or the royal family." See, that's the thing, Jay Chin. That's the thing. You got to think about the king. Right now, the king is in charge. Now, if William was in charge, then maybe we could understand that there's no way. But we've already tackled this from many angles. The father angle, How you doing, Ruby? Thank you so much for being here. We've already tackled this from many angles, and we see that that's what happens. So when we get a headline like this, where Harry says he has regrets, but if you notice this, Harry saying that's not any kind of admission of him saying he accepts the blame. That's not what that is. He's basically just saying, "Oh yeah, I do regret it. I kind of, he's not saying, 'Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have followed my fake black wife over there to America. It was wrong of me. And even then, we haven't read the quote. The quote, that doesn't mean that he's serious about it. It's probably just some type of bullshit quote where he's like, oh, well, I kind of regret it. No, Harry, that's stupid. And I wouldn't doubt it. So Prince Harry the client regrets some of his actions since Megxit, and his trip to Britain was about resetting his relationship with his family. Here it is. Are you ready? About resetting his relationship with the British people. People in the UK. You hear that? People in the UK. Did you hear that? How you doing, F. Reeves? Thank you so much for coming in. Harry's trip to Britain this time around was about resetting his relationship with the British people. Well, I don't know how many British people we have in the chat right now, but tell us. If you're British, tell us. What do you think? Did Harry reset his relationship with you? Did it work in his favor? Do you think the people in Britain will change their minds? We know it was a UK charm offensive. That's what it was. How you doing, Teresa? Thank you so much for coming in. He can forget we don't want the traitor. See? Now, the real question is, Susan, what happens when... Okay, not when. I'm going to use if. Do I think it will happen? I'm sorry, but I really do. But we'll still use if. What happens if Charles says, okay, well, I want him back, but it's not going to be a working capacity? What happens then? What happens then? That's the real question. The worst that never say sorry. Never. How you doing, Elizabeth? Thank you so much for coming in. The worst never say And he didn't. And really, as this said, he regrets some of his actions. That's what it says. Does he really? No. And I would even say where if he wanted to make people believe this, what he would have to do is apologize in an interview. Say I was wrong. Say I regret whatever. Say it. Do it in an interview, bro. Harry, we're all talking directly to you. Don't do this crap where you put out a little piece to one of your... Who is this? Martin Robinson, chief reporter. I was going to say, is it Charlotte Griffin? Don't do this crap where you just put out a little piece and people are supposed to, go off of this or what? Is that it? People are supposed to go off of that? No. Oh, thank you so much, Elizabeth. He regrets it didn't work like he thought. Big difference. Absolutely. Awesome. Absolutely. Because let's make one thing very clear, right? If Harry would have gotten his IPP status, if he would have won the security case, we wouldn't even be here. I could guarantee you that. Guaranteed. No doubt in my mind. If Harry would have won his security case, if he would have gotten his security back, his IPP status, if he would have gotten everything, we would not be here right now. He would easily be jet-setting around the world, going wherever the hell he wants, probably more fake royal tours, right? All kinds of stuff like that. We all know that. We can all agree on that. That's definitely it. Greeting from Swedes. How you doing, Evan? Thank you so much for coming in. We don't want him in the U.S. either. I mean, it's a free country. He can be here, but he thinks he's going to mess with the First Amendment. That's hell, I got to, and I've said that before, I got to say that's the only reason I'm still here when he tries talking about the First Amendment. You ain't going to talk about the First Amendment, sir. Calling it bonkers. No, thank you, Harry. I'm out. Yeah. A lot of British people, they're not in, man. They're not in for this. They're not down. And the working role, I believe, is out. I'll admit that. But I would say the father angle for Charles, I think that's really real. I do. Excuse me. I think the father angle is very, very real. And you can see that Charles wants his idiot son around. I do. I think it's real. The trip to Britain was about resetting his relationship with the royal family and the British people, according to an insider, which means Harry. He's in Ukraine today, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, what are you going to Ukraine for? Mr. Security, Mr. Climate Change. What are you going to Ukraine for? Because if you think about it, Montecito to London and then to Ukraine, that's 11,000 miles he's flying. Mr. Climate Change is flying 11,000 miles. Yeah, great. A royal source, meaning Harry, has told the Daily Mail that the past week could be the start of Harry and Meghan and their two children being part of a functioning, wider royal family again. Thank you, Teresa. I'm going to read that one more time for you. The royal source, meaning Harry, told the Daily Mail that the past week could be the start of Harry and Meghan and their two children that none of us can prove exist being part of a functioning, wider royal family. Now, why am I smiling? Because number one, I'm American, where we really don't have any skin in the game. We're here because of Meghan, and we like pointing and making fun of Meghan because call girl, allegedly. But why am I smiling? Because there's a lot of people out there that are about to get screwed. There's a lot of people. They've been defending Charles for 5 years against these idiots. And that right there, what we just read, that would screw all those royalists. And even worse, you want to know what? All those royalists that really will go with anything that Charles says, what are they going to do if Charles was to say, well, we want Harry and Meghan and the two children to be a part of a functioning, wider royal family? Well, what happened to them? It's an interesting thing. And the reason that it makes me talk this way about them, these royalists, is because they've told us off. If you've ever come in contact with royalists on X or on Instagram, anywhere, and you say anything about Charles, they go off on you. They block you, and they get other people to block you. Like, it's just like the Sussex Squad, but for Charles, right? And what's going to happen to all those people that were so vile and rude because we tried to criticize Charles? Paula, they went off on Paula many times when she criticizes Charles, right? What's going to happen to all those people that have been defending Charles for 5 years? And then Charles says that, well, I think that Harry and Meghan and their two children should be a part of a functioning, wider royal family. What's going to happen then? I mean, yeah, but you got to remember, this is the thing. I totally agree with this notion. Prince William won't stand for it, but Prince William doesn't have any power right now. He's still Prince William. People have to remember that. Where if you're talking about William, like not allowing it or something like that, I mean, in essence, the king is the king and William is the prince still. So until William comes into power, whenever that day is, it could be next week, it could be next year, it could be 10 years from now. You know what I mean? And that's the real issue with that kind of thinking. Because when you're talking about Charles, where did I just see the quote? Yeah, right there. You know, and why is he considered that, Ruby? Because he's a father. And I'm a father. I understand what he's going through. You love your son, even if he's an idiot son, you love him, right? But and that's the issue where you're talking about someone like Charles, that he's only thinking about himself. He's only thinking about Harry. He's only thinking about, you know, and I'm not saying that's bad to think about himself. Think about his health. That's good. But you're the king. You're not just some guy that is having royal family, that is having family drama. See? You're not just some guy. It doesn't work that way. A meeting long enough to cough and fart. Yeah. Hey, I saw 45 minutes. I saw 55 minutes. I think it was it was Chris Ship. I call him, I can't say what I call him because I can't curse yet. But you know what I say. Chris Ship, instead of with a P, it's with a T. He was the one that said it was 55 minutes. And he's like hardcore pro Harry. Yeah. Paula hates Charles because Diana, but she was the first one to cheat. Mhm. Oh yeah, I got a lot of shit for my. Damn it, sorry, I got a lot of stuff, a lot of pushback. We'll use that word. I got a lot of pushback for my my what do you call it videos that I just did recently about 3 weeks ago. The Diana videos. I got a lot of pushback on that one. A lot of people don't want to agree with that she was the first one to cheat. Roll on King William. Yeah, I agree. I really do. I agree with all of that. Every time that point is brought up, the only problem is it's just not right now. That's the thing. Prince William can't do anything about it. Yeah, I don't believe he can either. William has power, make no mistake. Uh the kind of power we're talking about is the king power. Now, has no power. I don't even think I would go that far. But the kind of power we're talking about is where the king would just allow it, like he has. Like if the king was going to care about what the people out in the world say, he wouldn't have met with the testicle, right? He would have just stayed over there in Balmoral where he was. He wouldn't have came to London to meet him, and everything would have gone. But that's the thing. He met with him. They did the secret summit. Remember the secret summit? They did the secret summit. They did this and so it is very apparent that Charles is open. He's open to accepting meetings, to accepting summits, secret summits, right? And then even worse, we heard the story yesterday that Harry said that he's not going to blab about the meeting in any books or interviews, which I don't believe that. Maybe Harry went to talk about the divorce. He definitely went to go talk about Meghan about something. That would be the easiest thing, right? Oh, Dad, she's just taking all my money and she spent it all. She spent all my inheritance. She spent all the money from grandma. She spent everything. Andrew, do you think H&M are after the Duchy of Cornwall worth billions? Oh yeah, they're after everything when it comes to cash. Let's face that. Meghan is transactional. Harry's transactional. They're all about the paper. All about it, no doubt. Casey does not know how to separate being a king and working. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it right there. You think about that, and that's the issue, where he's not supposed to just think about himself. He's not supposed to just think about Harry and his idiot son, right? He's supposed to think about everything. He's supposed to put it all into perspective. You really can't. And that's the thing, is you can't blame him, because it's the love for your kids, right? Like if this douchebag, if he was some cousin, or I guess we'll go with cousin, right? If he was some long off cousin where it's Charles and then Harry and then the guy, or it's Charles and then William and then Harry's out here on the side because he's related to, I don't know, give anyone that's on, like, that they're not in the middle, right? Charles, William, the Wales kids, you know what I'm saying? If it was a cousin and Harry was the cousin, well, of course you wouldn't care, because it's just some cousin that's opening his damn mouth and trying to talk about the royal family, right? This is the son. This is his darling boy. Remember, that's the big one. Yeah, absolutely. Charles did not act as king. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. It really is. The UK is in crisis. I think Harry is way down anyone's list of priorities. I got to be very honest, Elizabeth, not from what it looked like. The press was kissing his ass every chance they got, man. You know, if you were to put it in perspective like this, right? If you were to put it, if you were to put all three of them, hold on, there. See, this is, and I'm going to show you exactly why it looks so bad. Yesterday, Princess Catherine was out as well. Images. Okay, whatever. We're just going to leave this here. Here. Oh, for Christ's sake. Now, yesterday, all week, we've seen it. It was Catherine and then William, right? And this is what look. Oh, of course, it's blurry. Of course, it's blurry. You just can't help us, can you? You can't help me out here. Oh, all right, there. Thank you. It's clear now. Jesus, douchebags. Okay, this is what it looked like. William was out. We saw him all week, right? William was out. Catherine was out. And Harry was out. So, by what it looks like, by optics, it looks like all the lower, not, what are they? Are they senior members? They're senior members, right? These three, because Charles is also a senior member. It looks like all three of the senior members of the royal family were out doing engagements all week. And I'm not saying Harry's back a part of the royal family. That's not what I'm saying. We're trying to make a point here where it looks like that's the optics. Catherine had a full week of engagements. We saw it. William had a full week of engagements. We saw it. Harry had a full week of engagements. We saw it. So what it looks like is the three senior members of the royal family under Charles were all out doing engagements all week, right? And Harry was trying to make it look like he is a part of the royal family again. That's what that looks like. Those are the optics. And I got to say, that doesn't look good. That's the type of thing that the king should have nipped in the bud right there. No doubt about it. Because whether this is some kind of fabrication, whether it's some kind of fake royal tour Harry was doing, that's what it looks like. And it's not good. It is absolutely not good. I get that totally. If my son, I would forgive him and let him back then. See? But I think that at least maybe we can give Charles the benefit of the doubt where it wouldn't be a working role. I think we can at least do that. He's not our king. He's a king. That's how a lot of British people feel. Now, we can't get political, but, you know, Charles does seem to favor one certain religion in England right now. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say. We can't get political, but that's all I'm going to say. Charles does seem to care about one certain religion over there in the UK right now. Never should H be allowed back. Yeah. Charles is spineless. Hey, that's the way it is, right? Big difference, though. William and Catherine attracted huge crowds. Oh, as a matter of fact, there was some. Oh, I don't have. Dude, I got locked out of my ex because I was calling one of Meghan's fans gay. So it got reported. I didn't even say a bad word. I just put the LGBT flag and it got reported. Stupid. Let's see. Charles feels bad for his stepson just being just a love child. Stepson. You mean idiot son? Yeah. He went to Bosnia and Ukraine. He did? I didn't hear about Bosnia. I heard about Ukraine. Damn. He went to Bosnia too? Hold on. Dude, Bosnia is a war-torn crap hole. What? Prince Harry makes a surprise visit to Ukraine. So here it is right here. Oh, of course. Of course. They want us to sign up for that. $15 a month. Aren't you people the Guardian? Aren't y'all like a $1 billion business? Isn't the Guardian? What is this? Same thing with the Daily Mail. It's so annoying when the Daily Mail asks you to give them money. Aren't you a $1 billion business? Daily Mail. I'm not going to give you my $2, Daily Mail. You are a $1 billion business. Make surprise visit to Ukraine. Kiev. Support the wounded. Yeah. You see how they darkened it so his testicle head doesn't look so testicle? Made a surprise visit. Everything possible recovery. Ukraine capital. Speaking, we cannot stop the war, but we can do. I'm not going to go into it. Man, it's just so easy to go political, right? We could just go political so fast. Oh, man. We can do everything to help. He can continue to humanize people involved. Shut up, Harry. Initially invited Kiev Olga. Ooh, really, Harry? Olga, is she a blonde? You know, Harry likes blondes. The founder, CEO, Superhumans. I don't see anything about Bosnia because I got to tell you something. I don't know who said that. AKM. If he went to Bosnia, that is horrible. Mr. Security, Mr. Crying about security goes to a war-torn country like Bosnia. Jeez, what a douche. Biggest impact in Liev war so far west. Duke remembered Ukraine's team. And there he is telling people, yeah, Megan, she just beats me with this big stick, and it's like this big. Megan beats me with this stick, and this is how big the stick is, and she just hits me with it. And you should see her. And this woman is like, oh my God, his wife beats him. Yeah, we know. Megan beats him. We all know that. It was remarkable participants' journey. Ukrainians, everyone felt immense connection to them during trip. Transnational Museum of History, Second World War, 200 veterans, Ukrainian. Look, right here, breaking news. Do you know the phrase? I don't know if the people in the chat use the phrase, but this is a thing. Prince Harry only represents himself, right? We all know the phrase. Plenty of people have used that phrase. So the question is, the man that only represents himself is set to speak with the Ukrainian Prime Minister. I mean, I don't know. I can't take that talking point seriously anymore. And I've seen that talking point many a times. Oh, Harry only represents himself. Harry doesn't represent anyone but himself. He's seeing the Prime Minister of Ukraine. Yeah, I know where that's coming from. They just stole the Amber Heard story. Remember, Amber Heard pledged to donate instead of actually donating. I know where that's coming from. I'm not even going to say their name because they suck. Told Kiev to give him a chance, talk to veterans, some of the destruction firsthand while the biennial Invictus Games focal point foundations were. Yes, you mean Megan's clothes, of course. Been increasing in sports, every programs. Ukraine's Minister of Veteran Affairs said a key function in veterans healthcare. What about the part where they have to pay for it and pay for it themselves to be able to go? What about that? Is that a part of their healthcare? It's thanks to our relationship with Invictus that we established and continue to develop, the role of sports in recovery. Well, yeah. Help us hit our goal. I've read 6 articles. You want me to help you get your goal and I've only read 6 articles in a year? Yeah. I'll go ahead and pass on that. Wow, he's Ukrainian. Right? That's what it's got to be, man. It's crazy like that. It really is. It's crazy like that. So let's get back into this so we can finish. We're about to hit half an hour. The king is said to be keen. Here it is. Here it is. The king is said to be keen to rebuild his relationship with his son and wants to spend time with his grandchildren, Archie and Lilibet. Well, interesting. Very, very interesting. And this is directly from Harry. In my opinion, this is directly from Harry because it's a royal source. And whenever it says a royal source, that's Harry. Who the king hasn't seen for 3 years, it's become clear that now Harry regrets some of his actions. Some? What are you talking about? Which ones does he regret? What exactly are we talking about here? Does he regret the spare book? Does he regret the Netflix documentary? Does he regret talking about his family while his grandmother and grandfather were dying? Which ones exactly? Because you want to know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like someone just trying to make a blanket statement. And you and I are supposed to say, oh, well, Harry regrets it and he wants a reset. So you know what? I think we should give it to him. No. Sorry. No. I genuinely don't think so. Don't the royal family and also Thomas Sr. have access to Zoom? Is Zoom also too dangerous like the UK? When it comes to that kind of stuff, the Zoom, they could do it if they wanted to, if they even don't. And that's another thing. Harry regrets the money and daddy taking care of him. Yeah, exactly. He regrets. No, I don't think so either. And that's why this is what it is. It's just telling the people that he regrets it. Oh, Harry regrets it. Oh, he does. Oh, he does. No, he doesn't. Harry doesn't regret a damn thing. He doesn't care. And that's why it says it in that manner. It literally says it. It's become clear that Harry now regrets some of his actions. Some of them. It doesn't say which ones. It doesn't say how he feels about it. It just says some, right? He's just trying to make a blanket statement so everyone can say, okay, Harry, we forgive you. You want to reset. No. Well, it looks like the British are on the hook to pay for Harry again. I believe so as well, Duchess. I really do. The kids is calling his stepson's bluff about the kids so the king can get DNA tests on the kids. Sounds like a good theory. Because if the king could do that, what you're saying, Jamie, and he could get the DNA tests, and it shows that Meghan Markle is not the mother because it was a surrogate, Meghan is screwed. Absolutely screwed. She's donezo. That could be good. That could be good right there. I like that. I like that. That's tasty. That's juicy. Delicious. Could be good. It's easy to pack up those kids and take them to see KC and Mr. Markle. What's the big deal? I would say what I wanted to say just to that. My reaction would be they're probably doing it behind closed doors anyway. I feel like a lot of this is for show. I've really become disillusioned with the whole circus. After we've been here now more than 3 years, I've really become disillusioned with the whole circus, and it feels fabricated now. And the fact that Harry did what he did, the fact that Meghan did what she did, and the fact that Charles is allowing this, it makes it seem like it's all fabricated, like it's all fake. That's what it makes it seem like. Charles has coddled Harry all his life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely not. No way. We need Prince William. Yeah. And when it comes to William, we've always got that vibe that he doesn't care. He doesn't want to do anything. So you even think about it. How would William act? Like what people are hoping is that William comes into power and takes action against them. Right? Sorry. Shoot. What people are hoping is that William will do something. But we've seen William. William is quiet. They even have to make rumors about him. That's how it goes. They have to make rumors that William is evil and he's mean. Remember those stories that came out recently? Oh, mean William. He doesn't want the reconciliation. William doesn't care. That's how I feel. They had 24/7 security. Chauffeurs would have reported doctor's appointments, host trip for birth. It didn't happen. Royal family aware of a moon bump. It was so obvious. Had to be, right? It had to be. You would hope so. You really would. The kids can have no title unless born they were out of her body, which they weren't. Exactly. Surrogate. Really? You think William is a softie too? I don't know about softie. I wouldn't take it that far. Softie. I don't know about that. Because this is my reasoning for how we live through this, right? I had a brother and he passed away. He was 3 years older than me, the way that William is 3 years older than Harry, right? I know this kind of relationship between two brothers because me and my brother, we were so hard on each other that if we got into the same room as adults, we wanted to throw down. That's how much me and him hated each other. Now, I love him. He passed away, but that's how it was when he was alive. So, in my opinion, I think that there could be something like that with William and Harry, where if they get in the same room, William wants to kick his ass. That's what I think. I like the way that William pushed him. I believe that they were talking. Harry was talking shit to William. William was talking back to Harry. They got into it, and William pushed him, and he fell into a dog bowl like a little. I really believe that. I do. And I think that's the kind of relationship that they probably have behind closed doors, especially because you look at these, and this is the one thing I'll never understand about the media. These are grown men. It's not like they're 20, right? It's not like they're 18 and 15, and this is some child squabble. No, these are grown-ass men here. That's what this is. Yeah, exactly. And that's why it would be very easy to understand. When Harry comes around, William's just like, what the fuck is he doing here? What is he here? Why is he here? It's ridiculous. I don't think William's a Muppet. You're never going to let anyone say anything about your wife. Exactly. That too. What Harry has said about Catherine, right? I think you could really see, the anger that it would bring up, where it's not brotherly love. It's like, hey, bro, what? Pues, ¿qué onda, güey? ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué tienes? ¿Quieres hacer algo? What? You want to do something? You want to go? Like, that's how it is. I know that because me and my brother were like that. We got into the same room. It's like, what? We had that relationship. I know that type of relationship. And that's why I could see it. I could totally see it. If Harry walked into the door and William and Catherine are there, bro's just mad dogging him. William's just mad dogging him. What the hell are you doing here? Why are you here? Kick his ass out. We don't want you here. Moron, get out of here. And then if they were to ever be close to each other, get out of here. They push each other, stuff like that. I could totally see it. I could absolutely see it. This is a stretch. Yacht person was a KC Uncle Andrew, and now he's getting the shenanigans. Charles knows they're not his grandchildren. This is all a con. That's what the other person had said. Yeah. That's what the other person had said with, what do you call it? With the surrogacy. It definitely could be. We all laughed at the fake baby Harry was holding. It was a doll. Yeah, the doll. I'm over the royal family, Meghan and Harry thing. Dismantle the monarchy and bring in a republic. Yeah. And that's what happens. But you got to remember something, DMF. I'm going to leave you with this message. That's the point. Okay? With people like Meghan and Harry, with their PR style, you down and break you down and break you down until you give up and you say, dude, I'm over it. I don't even want to talk about these people anymore. I don't even want to discuss. And you know what happens after that? After we give up, they continue. See? This is a PR war of attrition. So if people, what they're counting on, if people out in the world say, oh, I don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't want to talk about them anymore. I'm going to go talk about something else. So sure, they're losing people talking about it, but that doesn't mean that they're going to stop. See? That's the issue. Okay, we're going to hit a few more comments before we finish up here. Hoping Harry's not wearing a necklace. Yeah, he never wears a damn tie or a belt, infant. I believe William and Catherine need to pack up and take the money and run. Yeah. I think Molly had come with that theory. I think that was like a couple years ago when she used to say that on the show. She would say that William might pack up and say, I don't want to be king, and just take off. I think Molly used to say that. Yeah, see? Exactly. Harry and Meghan fatigue. Exactly. And that's what they want. They want people to say, okay, I don't care what Harry and Meghan are doing anymore. I don't care. And then after people pull back and after people don't care anymore, right? What happens? They continue and no one is no longer watching them. In this live there. Thank you so much for being here. on this live. We will catch you next time.